So first off, okay, looking at Cointelegraph. Well, this is Jay's Strategies, where we be chilling and chilling, talking about crypto news and much, much more. And yeah, we're gonna start talking about all kinds of stuff here. Right now, I'm swinging on over to Cointelegraph, so that way I can see the news that's popping off over there. Latest news, Bitcoin 401ks. All right, so by them using 401ks, okay, on Bitcoin, right? You know, that's a good thing, okay? And that's a bad thing. But just think about it, right? So when someone has a 401k, right? Every check they contribute to their 401k, okay? And when they contribute to it, there's people that manage those funds, and they break them down into, you know, different asset classes and all that kind of stuff. Now, okay, Bitcoin is going to be one of those assets that are going to be in the 401ks. So every time that they're adding capital to 401k accounts and they're growing portfolios, well, guess what? Those portfolios are growing along with them adding funds, capital, okay, into Bitcoin. All right? So you do the thoughts and think about that, right? So let's say over time, even with the ETFs, with Bitcoin and all the treasuries, all right, Bitcoin has gone through a lot of different phases. All right. Now, people are using Bitcoin for their treasuries. People are using Bitcoin for, you know, a store of value and all that kind of stuff. Well, by utilizing it for 401ks, okay, they're saying they're even going to utilize up to 10% of assets going into these 401ks and these long-term funds, right? So every time someone is putting capital into their 401k, all right, those asset managers are putting it into assets, and Bitcoin is one of those assets, okay? So just think about it, right? Okay, so every month when they rebalance, okay, and they're moving capital around and all that kind of stuff, right? That's just more money into Bitcoin, okay? So think over time about the money that's going to go into it. And that's just the 401k stuff they have going on right now. Now they're utilizing Bitcoin as treasury assets, okay? So having Bitcoin as a treasury asset, okay, what did I do here? Okay, hold on, let me see. Hold on here. Okay. Yep. So, alright, J&J more. Okay, I'm just getting everything up here. Alright, so let's take a look. Crypto wallet labeled as Coinbase hacker by Solana, whatever. Okay, family went pro-crypto after buying weaponized banks, alright? Hyperliquid strikes as author Hayes predicts 126 upside in Tokyo. And look at that. Here's what happened in Bitcoin today. Okay, Bitcoin OG whales to blame for Bitcoin's painful rise. Willy Woo. So Willy Woo is a big name in the crypto industry. Okay, so he's, you know, talking a lot about it. Layer 0. I just wanted to see some stuff in here that is actually okay. Sailor, one of the biggest Bitcoin treasuries. Now he kicked it off by buying Bitcoin and utilizing it for a treasury, right? But you know what? In the end, he's holding a lot. So balancing out his stock, okay, and then issuing more, okay, and then buying more Bitcoin, how is he going to balance that cycle in the end? He needs to figure out more products in order to balance that out, right? Because eventually he'll run dry from being able to issue anything like that, right? You get what I'm saying here? So this is something that's like happening across the board here, right? Okay. So the next thing that we want to look at here, okay, we're just going to go to the market. Okay. All right, Bitcoin market. All right. Hold on, let me see. I don't know why this is giving me why is it showing it to me in Bitcoin and not hold on, it should be default currency. We'll just do USD. Okay, it's primary. Okay, there we go. 2.2 trill. All right, Bitcoin's at 111,000.8. Look at that. Ethereum 4,621. XRP at $2.95. BNB at 865. Solana 202. So we're seeing some moves in the market while we're looking at this, right? So next thing we're gonna do, we go over here and we take a look at the charts, baby. Charts. All right. So basically, all right, I'm going to swing on over here. Okay. We got Ethereum chart. I'm using the hybrid system. Okay. It's called Trader's Reality. It's in the indicators. Okay. And this is the hybrid system. This gives me, you know, all the different indicators. And if you go like, you know, way back in my videos, I talk about all the different kind of, you know, stuff that we have going on with the hybrid system, right? Okay. All right. Okay. And then let me just get this. Strategies. Okay. All right. Oh wow, so someone went in your email. Damn, man. Yeah, that sucks, man. What, a long time ago when I first started getting in crypto, I had a problem, okay, with my MetaMask wallet, and ever since then, when I buy anything significant and I'm not doing actual trade with it, I move it to my cold wallet and I use Ledger as my cold wallet, right? Wow, 30K in Shiba, someone stole it from your Coinbase account. Yeah, man, I'm sorry to hear that. I've been hearing a lot of different people with issues like that. You know, or, you know, I wonder, that's what I was just wondering is, you know, if what happened in that regard, you know? Yes, thank you for that. Okay, so right now we are in the charting right here. Okay, so what I'm looking at the daily chart for Ethereum, and you see that purple line, all right, right below 4,000, okay? So for me to be opening up longs, okay, and stuff like that, I'm looking on the daily for those moving averages, okay? So once we get down to that purple line, okay, which is the 50 EMA on the daily chart, okay, that is when I'm going to be looking to add to my position and also open up a long position, because I did close my position. You see the green candle when we swing, when we went above 4.750, okay? I knew that was time to, close the positions and close the longs, and that's exactly what we did, okay? We went through that position, and we went up in there, and we closed those long positions, okay? Now, let me get out of here. Okay. Okay, Bitcoin, and this is on the daily. We are below that 50 EMA, right? A lot of sell pressure happening, okay? And if you look, you see that white line right there at 104? So right now we're in between, okay? Well, we're below that 50 EMA, which has caused, a lot of stuff to be happening in that regard. So we're below that 50 EMA on the daily, and the 200 EMA is actually sitting right there at 104. Okay, so this is something that I'm paying attention to. Okay, so with the sentiment in the market, and this week coming up, and we're coming into the last week of August, okay? And also, we're also wondering, hey, are rate cuts going to happen? You know? We're wondering, hey, are rate cuts going to happen? So, this is what everybody is, wondering about, right? Let's see here. Remember, my Coinbase took all 30K in Shiba sitting in a random wallet, has not moved. Yeah, so about, I would say, right around the COVID era, I did have an issue like that too. I had funds, and I clicked on a link without really looking at it all the way. And at that point, I was using Baby Swap, and what I was doing is I was using my capital to farm. So on Binance, you can use Bitcoin, which is BTCB, okay? And I had that with, USDT and, all that stuff. And that ended up getting hit off. And still to this day, it hasn't moved, okay? So that is something I can relate with you in that part. So what I do from now on is I use wallet, and I use also a cold wallet, so that way I have to approve the transactions, okay? And that way it's connected to the ledger, so that way it can't just be, approved or anything like that. So that's basically what we're looking at, right? All right, so this is Bitcoin on the daily. What I want to do now is I want to go ahead down to the short term, to the 1 hour, okay? Since we're coming in, okay? Tokyo. So at the end of the session, you see that green box for Tokyo? I mean, for Sydney, and then Tokyo right after it, okay? Right at the end of the Sydney session, which is that green box, at the end of that green box, okay, was a sell-off, okay? Now we are in the brink session for the UK session. Okay, that's that box that we're going into now. This is the 1 hour chart. And as you can see, we are well below the 200 and the 50 EMA. Okay, so this is what we're paying attention to, right? Now, if you see the bottom right here, okay, the MACD, okay, look at that, oversold to the max. So I'm paying attention to that. So if you look and you see that blue line, when I see that blue line start turning up, okay, and then I go to the lower time frames, okay, so for instance, right now what I'm going to do is I'm going to go to the 30-minute time frame, since it's going into the UK session, and it looks like the UK session started off with a dip, okay? So let's see. The next candle doesn't come in for another 15 minutes. So let's go ahead and actually, let's go to a very, very short term, 5 minute. Okay, so it hit a bottom right there, and now we're coming back up on a 5 minute, right? So this is what we're paying attention to. This is very short term, and then this is for you guys that is over there on the UK session, right? So that's what we're paying attention to. I want to see it come back into the box, okay, into those pivot zones, all right? But we did have a swing low in that area, okay? So once I see what's happening, okay, so this next 5 minute candle, I do not want it to go to below the previous candle, and we just did. So, okay, this leads me to believe that we could be seeing lower prices pulling down towards the downside. That 111,000.4, okay, is looking in like an area where I put a buy order in. You know, I'm not saying we're going to touch it, guys, okay? But from what we see and, you know, the volume and all that kind of stuff. Now we're looking at the MACD, okay, which is all the way at the bottom, okay? MACD very, very oversold, okay? So by having that MACD very, very oversold, it's starting to turn green a little bit, okay? So I'm paying attention to these little shorter term. Yep, exactly like I said, okay? It's going to end up pulling back down. Now you see that candle that's blue that has the long bottom wick, kind of looks like a big blue hammer, okay? We come down and tap that, okay? Now if we go below that, okay? We'll talk about that if that happens, which we don't want that to happen. Usually what we're going to see is possibly it would touch that area, okay? And then that's when we're going to open up our long, all right? Because we have the long ready to open right there, okay? It's at 400. So it hit 450, now it's back to 500, 474. Okay, let's see. And I'm looking at the 5 minute chart right now. All right, so it retraced back to that wick, okay? And then this is what we're looking for, right? So let's see, 506. So it's sitting at that 111,500 area, okay? And we see, if you look at the bottom on the MACD, that little blue line is turned down, okay? And then we are going kind of red, all right? So we're gonna take a look and pay attention to that. Hey guys, just double tap that screen. Mad love and respect for you guys. All right, let's see. What do we got? We want to open up those longs. All right, come on, baby. 546. All right, 534. Okay. So that next 5 minute candle is going to be coming in. So we're either going to see that bounce from that when we hit that candle. That's the one of the main things I'm waiting for. Boom. Here we go. Next candle. Okay. What do you want to do, Mr. Candle? Okay. We're seeing a little push towards the upside. Okay. MACD turning. But I'm still thinking that possibly we could come back down to that retrace point. So this is what we're waiting for here. Very very slow on the volatility. Oh. Let's see. Because we're in the brink session, so UK session, okay, Europe session is about to start. And let's see, what about two more candles, I would say? So let's see. That's what we're waiting for. Okay. Once we see more of that and the Europe session starts, then we'll start talking more what's going on in the crypto market. So basically, we're waiting to see what's going to happen in the Europe session. I got my due. Okay. Oh. There you go. There you go. 434. And boom. So it's below 111,380. So we opened up that long. Okay. On the first ring. At 400, okay? And then look, we wicked out. And we're heading back up. So boom. So when you guys were hearing me say that before, when I said the long, I'm ready to open, 111,400, that's what we were waiting for. Boom, it opened. And now we are swinging. Okay, so now we want to see, you know, what's going to happen. We want to see more movement on the MACD. Okay. Right now we have a purple candle, all right? So we have some stopping volume, okay? And we're coming into the next candle in a minute, all right? So when we hit this next candle, okay? You know, but the MACD, we got a red towards the downside, and we also have oversold area, and we're at 111,358 right now on BTC. So where are we going to hit that wick? Okay, that next 5-minute candle is coming in. Okay, there you go. So that's the one right before the session's going to open. So let's see if people sweep in and grab before that session, okay? What I really want to see is on the bottom on that MACD, all right, you see the orange and blue line? I want to see that blue line start to turn up. You know, I'm just trying to explain it to you guys so you guys understand what I'm talking about. So I want to see that blue line right there start to turn up. Okay? So we are right before your session is going to start. Okay? We're below a daily open. Okay. We had a purple candle on the last 5. Oh, there we go. Yep. They're working that volatility during that brink session. Okay? So we opened up our long. Once I see that MACD start to turn back up, we know we're in business because it's way oversold. Okay, there you go. We just turned from red to pink. Okay. Oh, no, we're back in red. We're back in red. Oh yeah, this is wonderful. You're watching the charts. You're watching it while your money's in there flowing, right? While your money's flowing, baby. Okay? While the money's flowing. So let's see how we do on this trade. I figured I'd come on this channel. And before I open the trade, I told you where I was going to open the long. Okay? We hit that spot to open that long. Okay? And now we're heading towards the upside. We opened our long at 111.4. Oh, you see that blue on the bottom? It's starting to like turn up. We want to see that turn up and get to cross that orange. Okay? This is something that we want to see. Alright? So we got 3 minutes into the next 5-minute candle. And this session, when they see the sessions, okay, here we go, 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 loop de loo, here we go, loop de la, here we go, loop de loo, okay, point 546, 501, alright, well this is what we want to see, Bitcoin, okay. We're on the 5-minute chart. We're in the brink session right before the daily Monday morning session opens Europe. Okay? We had Australia, EU brinks. Okay? 112,200 is right where the 50 is on the 5-minute chart. Okay? So we're swinging around that part. We're going to go actually here and see, like, look, this is the 1-hour chart, okay? Okay? So the last week low, 110.8, okay? But 50 EMA sitting out there at 114,000, all right? So if we see the MACD turn up and we can get some good movement on that 1 hour, you know, into the European session, then that's good news right there. But, okay, we can see, you know, we really haven't been down in those areas. That's what I'm saying. Okay? So right now we're playing with fire here. And you see on this 1 hour chart, you see that blue line way on the bottom? It's turned down. Okay, we are oversold. Alright. We still are above our open long. Okay, we got 1 minute up. Okay, so this next 1 hour candle. This next 1 hour candle just started. Okay, there we go. Alright, so we see this next 1 hour candle. Let's just see this for 1 second. To see what the peak interest is. Okay, on the 1 hour. And then I'm going to go, okay. So now what I want to do is, I'm going to go back down to the short term. Okay. 5-minute chart. There you go. Coming into the session, like I said, look at the bottom, blue line turned up. We want to see it keep turning up, and we want to cross. We want to cross that orange line right there, okay? We're fighting right now. We're fighting to keep that, okay? But it looks like we're swinging down on this 5 minute. We don't want to come below these other candles, okay? We want to see it rip to the upside on this shorter time frame, okay? So we can build momentum to come towards that 50 EMA on this 5 minute, the shorter term time frame, right? 112 to 50 is something that we're looking for, okay? 112 to 50 is something that we're looking for, okay? When we are going, all right? Hit it. Wow, we've been live with you guys. $111.5. This is all we want to see is our movements, because this is the 5 minute chart. This is the lower time frame, okay? And what we're looking for on this lower time frame is we want to move up towards that 50 EMA, which is that purple line, which is 112.250, okay? We opened our long at 111.4, okay, 111.4, okay, from what we saw, all right, and we're only 5 cents below. And then if you see the other lines, like that yellow line and really shorter term, I keep seeing it, moving down. I wish I could pull up more information, right? All right, so the MACD, okay, we're not in dark red. We got a pink, we got a little pink right there, okay? Our lines are not going the way that we really want them to go, okay? But we're watching here, all right? We got 2 minutes into this next 5 minute candle, and then we're going to be officially into, because this next candle is going to tell it all. All right, 2 minutes left on this candle. See, we just got a red on the MACD, and we're turning down. Oversold, okay? A lot of sell pressure. All right, we're still a little bit above our entry, okay? All right, so now we're hitting this point here. We're riding even, okay? And now we're at the candle where we had stopping volume. Now, if we go below this, then we possibly will see some more downward movement. We got about a minute until this next 5 minute candle, because this is the 5 minute chart we're looking at. And we are moving down on this candle. So what does this tell me? Are they selling off on this candle for the scalp traders? Okay, so that way they can hit it. Or are we going to see a significant move, right? Okay, so now we got a purple, and then our next 5 minute is coming in. And yeah, we're seeing downside movement. 111,170. Okay? So where are we going to wick out? Where are we going to wick out, baby? Where are we going to wick out? Get me some Bitcoin. Yo, yo, yo. Yeah, right? That way I could afford a trip to Compton. Why would you want to go to Compton? Compton's a crazy area out here. Crazy area out there in California. You know? I did some work out there. I toured with some bands and stuff like that, and going through what are you talking about? Compton, California. Oh shit! Look at this, guys. We are on the 5-minute chart, and we are pulling towards the downside. We are yanking. It's yanking me. It's yanking me. But we never give up. We never give up. Double tap that, homie. Double tap. Remember those old commercials? Double me gum. All right, look at this. So the session started, sell-offs happened. Okay. So I want to see where the sell-off is gonna stop, and then I can add to the position when I see a reversal for an upside for a scalp, right? Yeah. So where was that? Where are they pulling that sell off to? Okay. Where are we yanking it? Where are we yanking it, guys? Last week low, 110,750, a little bit lower than that. And the M1 pivot zone is right above 109.5. So if we come down low into those areas, that's when I would be adding to spot trades. You know, adding to my spot, right? But let's see what happens. Okay, because we're still watching the 5-minute chart here, right? We got 2 minutes left on this 5-minute candle here. So let's see if it leaves us a wick, or if we continue to the downside on this 5-minute candle. Okay. 111, 186. Oh yeah. 111, 186. 5-minute chart. Or, just looking for scalp trades. So then what I'm going to look for is I'll have my one trade still open, and then when I see a bottom hit or whatever before it reversal, I'll add to that, and then I'll do a trade for a quick scalp. We got 1 minute on this 5-minute chant. We got 1 minute left on this 5-minute candle right here. So let's see what happens right before the next candle up. Okay, so now we have this next 5-minute candle come in. What are we gonna see? What are we gonna see? What are we gonna see? What are we gonna see here? What are we gonna see here? Okay. But like I said, I gotta see that MACD starting to turn up, you know? So, We're we're watching this with crazy anticipation. Oh, okay. So it looks like the previous candle hit 111,000 flat. Okay, makes sense. Makes sense. 111,000 flat. And then there you go. The blue line on the MACD. Like I was saying, we need to see that turned up. Okay. Here we come. Now we're back above where we opened up the trade. Okay. Okay. Building it. Oh, okay. We got that blue. If it's blue, it's about you. Okay. So I want to see on my trade, I'm looking to get to that 112. Okay. And I want to see us towards that 50. Okay. But this is the 5-minute chart. Okay. So what I was saying here, let me go to the 30-minute, right? Okay. So the 30-minute, okay, is moving on the 30-minute, 113, 200, a little bit above that is the 50 EMA, right? And we are in Europe session, okay? But I'm also coming back and forth because I want to watch the MACD and I want to watch these other indicators, okay? So there we go, right? 111,556, 111,600. Okay. So that's what we were looking at. And then that's on the 30-minute time frame, right? So then on a longer time frame real quick, let's go here and let me go shoot by the 1 hour, right? Okay. And just take a look, and you know, when I look at this, I'm like, it makes me like look at it and think that, like, you know, what's gonna happen here? You know, the MACD is way oversold. You know, everything's pointing down. You know what I mean? We hit bottoms. We got a little bit of a higher low, but you know, it's pointing towards, like, you know, we might see some more downward motion, okay? But I'm going to go back to the immediate short-term time frame, okay? So that way we can just get this trade going on. Okay, so now we got a vector candle, okay? And we like to see those. All right. Last minute on that 5-minute candle. So we had a vector candle on that. Vector candles, the green candles, and vector candles when there's like high volume and you know, peak interest in the charts. And then as you can see on this 5-minute chart, okay, that blue line on the bottom on the MACD actually is turned up. Okay, and I do want to see that cross over the orange. Okay, here we are. 111,600. Okay, 111,600. So what I'll do is I'll come on these lives more, and I'll come on the lives more, and I'll look at exactly, when I think I want to open the trade, okay? And we'll go live, and I'll tell you guys, when I'm gonna open the trade and when it's gonna hit, you know? So that way we can benefit. We can benefit together. So now look at that. I don't know why it shows me sideways, but whatever. Alright. Share the stream. Tell people, yo, I entered the trade with him. 111.4. Now we in the money. And I'm going to tell you when I'm going to close it. Alright. So, look at the bottom on the 5 minute. You see that blue line? It just crossed over that orange line. Okay. 2 minutes left on this 5 minute candle. Alright. And then, if you look at the candlesticks, you see that little yellow line? That's turned up. Okay. There we go. 111,716. We want to see 112. We want to see 112. Anybody rocking out with in the chat? Drop where you're from. Drop what your favorite crypto is. Drop what exchange you like to use. Let us know. Alright, here it comes. Here it comes. Come on, Bang Bang, you got us. You got us. Oh, 1 minute left on this 5. Pop to that next 5 minute candlestick, baby. I want to see this because look, the MACD, we just turned green on the upside. We crossed over. Double tap that screen, man. Double tap that screen, baby. Okay, now we just into this next 5 minute candle. Okay. All right. So we're seeing. Okay. So we started off like that, right? Okay. Okay. But we got everything that we were looking for on this shorter time frame, along with the MACD. But see, now we caught a hit on that. Okay, 111,653, right? Okay. We're fighting that. We're fighting that. Fake out. We want to see that little yellow line. Yeah, I was just gonna say we want to see it turn up more. And we don't want to see it turn down when it comes down like that. Okay, and then way at the bottom, the MACD, that blue line crossed over the orange. So we got some strength there. So they had some sell-off, like some sell pressure, right? Waited on that 5. So that sell pressure, we don't want it to destroy that green vector candle with the retrace. because that happens at times with the retrace. We were looking to come up and hit that 50 EMA on this shorter time frame. Okay, so bada boom, bada bang, we turning up. We are sitting right there, right with the previous candle. Okay, so if we pop above that previous candle, then we got hip hip hooray. If we pop below it, because we keep touching right at that, okay? We pop below it, we're coming into that vector candle range. And then we all said, "Bae, we." All right. So like this is the moment that we're looking for this little scalper. Oh, we're right at the edges of those candles. Oh, we're coming down into vector candle range. 111,592. Absorbed a little bit at the 111,600. Absorbed. So they're fighting to sit in that area. We're fighting to sit in that area. Okay. Yeah. Okay. You got this. You got this. You got this. Our MACD still looking nice. Okay. This is the 5-minute time frame on the Bitcoin chart. Okay. My man wants to go to Compton. Well, where are you from that you want to see Oh, 1 more minute until we get to this next candlestick. So right now we riding even with that candlestick, all right? But we got this next one coming in. I want to see how that candlestick starts off. Now if we have a sell-off, then we're going to retrace that whole green vector candle. Because you see how we're coming down into it? Yep. Coming down into the green vector candle range. Okay? So I don't like to see that, but you know, we're fighting to hold our range. Okay, boom. Next candle coming in. Okay. Reading it. Are we gonna bull or are we gonna bear it? We bearing it. We bearing it. As soon as we bear it below that, then we lose that vector candle range. But if we bull it, you see how the MACD printed a higher green candle? Oh. Okay, let's see. Okay. Okay, it looked like for a second we had some good buy pressure there. But we're losing that. We're losing that. We're right on that brim. We're right on that brim. Wow. Talk about being on the edge right there. Being on the edge. We get our little green, we get our little red. But if we get that red, and then we pop below after that red, then we can retrace that whole vector candle, which is that long green candle. We don't want to see that. Okay? We want to see buy pressure come in this session, bringing us back to the moving averages around 112. That's what we want to see. We want to see that buy pressure bringing us into 112. We want to see that buy pressure. Come on, we want to see that buy pressure bringing us up into let's see what the 3 minutes doing. Now this is the 3-minute candle. This is a little bit of a shorter time frame. So I go look at this, okay? And then I can see like really short time frame. So you see how on the MACD it turned up. That's what we saw on the 5-minute time frame. Now, if this 3 minutes starts to kick off and it starts to break down, okay, then we're in trouble in our other lower time frames. All right. This is a 3-minute time frame. So we want to see this 3-minute time frame go ahead and hit that purple line, which is the 50 EMA on this 3-minute time frame. I switched over to this one because I wanted to see a little bit quicker action. Okay? Sing your song. Sing your song. Sing your song. Sing your song. Give it to the jujus. Up to the crypto gods. Get it up to the crypto gods. Send that next 3-minute candle. Send that next 3-minute candle. Hey, hey, hey. All right. Let's go. Let's go. The anticipation, right? The anticipation of that next print, that next candle printing. We got seconds until that next candle print. Okay? Oh boy. Oh boy. All right, what do we got, man? This action is boring and it's pissing me off. So we are above our open. Okay. We're at 579, 591. It's turned up. That was this next candle. 581, 531, 574. Alright guys, we opened up the trade at 111,400. And do you think I should close it now, or should we wait until the next 5-minute printed candle? Yeah, we're up a little bit. Alright, so we took profit 50% off that. Okay. And then if we get to 11,450, then we close all of it. And this is because of the market sentiment. Now ready? Let's take a look at all this. Ethereum 45, BNB, BNB down. So hold on, let's go to this chart real quick. Okay, so we have it set to close, so we won't lose any. Well, you know, so if it gets to 11,450, it's gonna close, so we're not losing anything. Made a tiny little bit. So with that profit, I want to drop it in a meme coin. So if you got any meme coins that just launched, or you're in the communities, drop it, let me know, and I'm going to throw the beans in there. And then what I'll do is I will do other streams, okay, during the volatile times, like the New York Open, Tokyo Open, Sydney Open, okay? And we'll make capital together, and we'll buy these meme coins together. Alright? And then later on today, I'm going to be utilizing MEMECOINS, and I'm going to give you guys my code, you know, and by utilizing it, you'll be able to get some bonuses, and I can show you guys how to do all that, how to paper trade, and also what we'll do is we're gonna start using yeah, we're gonna start using this YouTube channel to do a lot more videos, and then we'll start doing daily videos about trading. All right, and we'll start trading right at the volatile times of day, and I'll do it right there, when I'm gonna enter, you know, when I'm gonna exit, all that kind of stuff, so that way we can benefit together. And also you guys can you know, tell me what you guys are into, you know, tell me what coins you guys are trading. All right, 530. So we have those. So we had to take profit one, but we still have half the trade in there, and we're working on that. All right. Okay, so we're at 111,631. This is the 5-minute time frame. We're right here below the 50 EMA, which is around 112,000. We opened up a trade for a scalp trade at 111,400. Okay, We did actually close some of the trade because of the sentiment, and we saw some downside to the market, but we did leave 50% of the trade open. We're looking for it to hit that 50 EMA, okay? Okay. All right. Let me see something here. Okay, yeah, look at that. We're sitting on that trade, and like I said, look, 5 minute time frame. We're coming up towards that 50 EMA right there. And then that's all we've been waiting for, rocking out with everybody, you know? So for anybody that stopped by, saw it, and decided, hey, you know what? Let me take that trade. Let's see here. $7.59. All right. 775. Push, 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 push. 1 minute to that next candle. Push, 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 push. Okay, we're at, oh. On that next candle. Is it gonna give us a oomph? It's gonna give us a oomph. We don't want a oomph. We don't want that, especially on this 5 minute time frame. Scalp trades. We love hitting targets. We love hitting targets. Okay. We're hanging on that brim. We're hanging on that brim. We're hanging on that brim, man. 645. 639. 632. at 6:32. All I want to see on this 5 minute time frame is us hit that 50 EMA. You know what I'm saying? This is something that we've been watching. It really feels like somebody's watching me. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Or we get that oomph. 2 minutes into that 5 minute candle right there. Okay. And they're fighting that sell off. You see the MACD down there. We do see some good, indicators happening here. But 593. 593. Okay, 2 minutes left on that candle. Okay, it would be awesome into the next candle if we just pop right to that 112. How would that feel? How would that feel? How would that feel? That's what I'm waiting for right there. Okay, 1 minute left on that candlestick until we get to this next 5 minute candlestick on the super scalp trade. Okay. On the super scalp. Zero. It's alright, nobody loves me. Oh yeah, done. I remember. All right, guys. Yeah, right now it's at 111. It's at 111.6, and we should be able to make it to the next round. Yep, that was just my buddy giving me some coffee. All right, so we're into that next candlestick. We're into that next candlestick, and that is looking like we are below. Right now, what we want to do is we want to hit that 50 EMA because this is a short scalp trade. So we want to hit the 50 EMA on this 5 minute chart. So from when I opened up a trade, 111.5 split of a D. We don't want to see that.